The 1300 I never did because it was such a difficult race and very few people did, even fewer completed, because for the men you had to run like over 72 miles per day. 72 or 73 per day, since the cutoff was 18 days. And you still have to do this on average for 18 days, so it was extremely difficult race. So what inspired me about the 1300 mile race, even though I never ran it, was Guru's comment. The 1300 mile race signifies the Battle of Kurukshetra in the Mahabharata, the great Indian epic of Mahabharata. Guru's comment was that just like the Battle of Kurukshetra continued 18 days for the men, so the 1300 mile race continues 18 days for the men. Since the 1300 mile race continued 19 days for the women, Guru's comment was that it's just like the Battle of Kurukshetra, where the Battle of Kurukshetra continued for 19 days for the women. The men were fighting for 18 days, and the women, they were crying over the dead bodies of their husbands the day after. So for them, continued for 19 days, just like in the 1300 mile race. Yes, 2005 was my first 3100 mile race. No, back then, since Guru was with us physically, he would meditate on the photographs of the candidate runners, and he could see with his inner vision if the runner has the capacity, and very often he declined very good runners. Later on, actually, the following year or years, in a year or two actually, Guru made a rule that you have to complete at least a marathon. So the qualification for the 3100 mile race was to have completed a marathon.
Which is not a lot.
Which is not a lot, but then you had Guru who would have the final say. His rule was that you have to have completed minimum a marathon distance, and then he would meditate on the runner's photograph and decide. He had the capacity to see who can endure, mentally, spiritually. For Guru, it was the soul was very important. So Guru always paid attention to the soul. He had the ability to see the soul, to communicate with the soul. So my feeling is that he always saw if someone is destined to do such a thing, because the 3100 mile race is more, it's never just a race, it's just so far beyond that. Even if you have run it, you still cannot fathom like what's going on, right? Like when you look from the outside, I was helping 1 year at the 3100 mile race, and you have no idea. Like you just look people runners running for 50 or so days. But actually running it, there is just something like you cannot fathom. And then as a runner, your experience is just like it's way beyond what you can observe from the outside.
So the qualification was never an outside thing, if you're physically ready or not. It was mostly if inwardly you had the capacity.
Sometimes Guru would ask runners who have only run a 100k race. One runner had run only a 100k race, and Guru asked him to run the 3100 mile race. So this is one example. 2005, I was 24 when I ran my first 3100 mile race, and I remained the youngest runner and the youngest finisher until today, 20 years later. Yes, I was able to complete my first 3100 mile race, 51 days and 16 hours. It wasn't easy. The first time you do that race, it's really difficult. You have to break through some serious barriers, mental, spiritual, physically. You don't know how to approach that. Even though I had all that experience of 8 multi-day races, but the 3100 mile race is so different in so many ways. The concrete, the weather, the length, mostly the length. I mean, you run for like a week, and then it's just the beginning, First 10 days, you're just getting used to it. And at the 10-day race, after 10 days, it's over. In the 3100 mile race, the first 10 days are, even the first 2 weeks, you're breaking into the race.